how they persevered and gutted it out when it wasn't the prettiest of fashion. We turned the ball over 16 times. That's not a recipe for success, but they kept finding a way, and they kept battling. And every media timeout, we kept trying to inch forward and push forward. At one point, I think we were turning it over at about a 50% clip in the second half. 6 turnovers in the first 12 possessions, which is not, like I said before, what you want to do. But to be able to continue to gut it out and persevere and get stops at key times and get to the free throw line 37 times again, and obviously the play of Nigel and Ethan. When we had Showalter in foul trouble and Bronson struggled from the floor, I thought we really got, obviously the numbers speak for themselves with him, but Jordan Hill with those 2 guys, but Jordan Hill and Aaron Maish off the bench really gave us a boost, and that's what's so neat about this team is they've come together, and the chemistry and the culture in the locker room has grown tighter and tighter over the last 5 weeks. I don't know if we'd be in a position to be able to pull something like this out, 6-8 weeks ago, but the cohesiveness and the togetherness and how these guys are growing together is something that makes me extremely proud and proud to be their coach. So with that, I will take some questions.
We have microphones in the back. If you have a question, flag one down. Jeff?
Greg, I assume at some point you just decided get the ball to Nigel, and I don't know how many guys they ran at him, that eventually he would get to the free throw line.
Yeah, we at that point when we were in that 3 to 5 point game, we were up 5 or down 2, whenever that stretch, it was either Nigel or Ethan, and we have a couple different things we went to. A couple of the timeouts would just get Nigel the ball and get out of the way. That was the play call. But we did do a couple things, and I thought our guys did a good job of finding him at certain times, and like I said, to be able to touch him as much as we did and get to the free throw line that many times, obviously that's the experience of him, and he's gotten better. He's starting to embrace contact, and Ethan is as well, and starting to understand how to finish at the rim. Those that have followed us 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, we have left a lot of points in the paint. There's still some tonight that I'll find on film that we could have done a better job, and we'll do a much better job of as we continue to move forward and taking care of the ball and being more secure in that area. But to be able to do that and to play through 2 guys that had a pretty hot hand was good, and for the other guys to recognize it.
Jim?
Greg, 2 weeks ago, this team had this label as a team that couldn't win close games, had trouble down the stretch, and now 3 wins later, I think that's changed. What do you think the biggest reason has been over these last 2 weeks for that, just your ability to finish better down the stretch?
I think 2 things. One, we played better in the 69 or 70 some possessions before the final possession. We've gotten better in that regard in some instances, not everywhere, but we've improved in that area. And the other thing, I think the more important thing, as I mentioned in my opening statement, the chemistry. This group is growing together. And we've had so many new guys that have had to step into roles this year, whether they're new freshmen on campus or returning players that have changed roles. That takes a while for that cohesiveness to come together, and I think now they believe in what we're doing. I've always used the analogy 2 feet in the boat. Make sure you have 2 feet in the boat, grab your oar, and they definitely, I had 17 guys tonight with 2 feet in the boat and 2 hands on their oar, and they were definitely everybody on that bench and in the timeouts did a terrific job of changing some things that we went through and adjusting, and like I said, I'm just proud of those guys because of how they've rallied and continue to grow and develop together.
Jeff, Greg, you talked about growth. Ethan has talked about getting frustrated at times and letting it affect his play. It appeared he was frustrated with some calls tonight, but it appeared his response was, give me the ball, I want to go at Bryant. Do you see that as a part of growth for him tonight?
Yeah, because he didn't start exceptionally well. If I remember right, he missed the first couple. We missed a couple blockouts, and I thought at halftime, if we just take care of the ball, slow them down in transition, get the ball stopped, and take care of the offensive glass, it wouldn't have been a 1-point game at half. But credit to them, Bryant is a load, and obviously Yogi is as good as in this league, along with Trimble in terms of point guards, and he's experienced. And I thought we did a very good job on the other guys for the most part in terms of eliminating their ability to shoot threes, or at least give them clean looks. They got a couple in transition and a couple of mistakes that we made there. The one at the end where we didn't get the switch done the right proper way in the overtime when they cut it to 1. But for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job in that area with handling perimeter shooters. But Ethan definitely, I think, he's maturing. And as I've said before, the best experience, I can show him on tape, I can do drills with the team and him specifically with post drills. But his experience that he's gathering every day and every game, you know, there's gonna be some ups and downs that any freshman goes through, but happy that he continued to persevere. Obviously, we're not near as happy a locker room right now if he's not delivering like that.